Said, we'll go ahead and turn it over to Coach Houston.
How we doing, guys? Well, I literally just walked off the field, so it's after Saturday. We tried to go Sunday, had some lightning and stuff Sunday afternoon, couldn't get the entire practice in. Monday's our day off. Kids started classes on Monday, and so today, first day to get back out there, and how it went about like I thought it was going to go. The defense has been sitting around telling the offense how they kicked their butt on Saturday, and so the offense had to listen to it for the last 3 days. And the first drill that we did together today was a little pod work with the O-line and the D-line. And the first snap, one of our O-linemen pancakes one of our D-linemen. I knew exactly what kind of day it was going to be. So offense was a little pissed off over the weekend. They came out and they practiced really well today. Still a little sloppy. Still got a ways to go conditioning-wise. But we did see some of the big playability show up today that I didn't see on Saturday. Just the team speed has improved quite a bit since last year for a variety of reasons. Some of it's personnel, some of it's development, some of it's knowing the system going into year 2 offensively. But it was pleasant to see some big plays made out there on the offensive side of the ball today. And I thought the defense responded and the latter part of practice competed really well. Still a long ways to go, but the kids were very enthusiastic, had a lot of energy. And the one resounding thing that they voiced to me at the end of practice is they want to play. And that's, I told them as long as that's the consensus, in that locker room, then we're going to fight like hell to try to make sure that we got a ball game here sometime in September. So, excited to be back out on the field today. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay, any questions for Coach?
Coach, this is Brian Bailey. Just your reaction to the Pac-12, the Big Ten announcing today they're not going to play. They're going to try to play in the spring if that happens at all. But it looks like, from all indications, the ACC is going forward, the SEC is going forward. The American probably going to follow suit. Just your reaction to all that.
Well, it's not surprising. Been hearing rumor of the Big Ten and the Pac-12 for a couple of days now. We all have to do an incredible job of listening to our medical professionals and trying to make the decisions based on that information. And I know that's what the presidents and the AAC are doing. I know that's what the presidents in the SEC and the ACC are doing. Obviously, that's what the presidents in the Pac-12 and the Big Ten are doing. Player safety is always, at the top of the list. And if we can play in a manner that the kids are going to be safe, then I'm all for playing and committed to that. And so it's still a lot of stuff to be discussed. But I do feel like that our medical advisors are still, feeling really good about our chances.
And going on that, Coach, I was wondering with today specifically, so much has changed since Saturday, really.
Yeah.
Do you have any resound message with the players or how they handle just what's going on, at practice today? Did you have any certain message or time to allot for addressing that today with them?
We've been addressing it, virtually every day. And the thing we got to do is we just got to focus on us. We talked the other day about, creating our own headlines, not letting somebody else somewhere else write a narrative for us. Because, if you spend too much time on social media or on the internet, you can convince yourself of anything. We get the opportunity to go out and practice tomorrow. So we've got to focus on, having the best day that we can tomorrow, and we can't worry about anything else. We got to trust, the people that, have the decision-making ability and the doctors to tell us, when's the right time to do this or that or the other. But as long as we're out there and we're competing, then we've got to do it right, and we've got to do it in a championship manner.
Coach, as far as testing this week, following the scrimmage, when will that happen? And do you believe that this could be a real, if you will, test market to show the rest of college football that you can have that kind of contact, game-like contact, and hopefully everybody get through it okay?
Well, we had tested everyone last Thursday, came out extremely satisfied, really excited about that. We're testing everybody again tomorrow. So by, by midday Thursday, we'll have the results back. Feel good about everything. As long as our testing numbers stay where they are, I feel very good about everything. But I think, just talking to the kids, as we left the field, continuing to just harp on them, wear a mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands, be conscientious of trying to stay away from crowds. And then the testing is just, a huge factor, because, that's the way to check and just see, is this working or not?
Coach, there's got to be a real benefit in going ahead and getting these practices in. The conference has not pulled the plug on you. The longer they go, the more camp that you get in. Even if they do something, you could get in a full camp. And I know that's got, secondarily to getting to play football this year, I know you want to at least be able to do that.
Yeah, as young as our team is, it is critical because every day we're out there, we're improving. But, instead of potential, we're seeing what guys can actually do. You see the defensive scheme actually being run. You see the new players actually going and doing stuff. It's just incredible. That's why every day is so critical. It's so important because you can sit around and Zoom meet and you can sit around and draw stuff up, but until you're actually out there doing it, you don't really know what a player can do. You don't really know what something's going to look like. So, every day is, for a coach, especially one that had to sit around for however many months and do nothing. Right now, every day is just a dream. It's back to the old, enjoying every moment that you have in this profession.
Coach, you talked a lot about the running backs through camp. What have you seen from Chase Hayden? Has he kind of brought maybe a different dimension you hope for?
I think Chase, first, he's exactly the kind of person that I had expected, just an outstanding young man. He's getting more and more comfortable every day. I think he was a little frustrated with the way he performed on Saturday. He came back out today and, I could tell really, really intentional with everything he was doing. He was still out on the field when I left, getting some extra conditioning in. But certainly the thing I think he brought the most to the room is competition. The new guys that are added into that room, Najee Harris, Keaton Mitchell, Chase Hayden, along with the returning guys, Darius Penix, Trace Christian, Demetrius Mooney. There is incredible competition every single day. And it's like every day you see somebody else, really stand out. And so, one, it's good to have that depth, but two, it's exciting to have, the guys competing at a high level and being able to see their playmaking ability.
Coach, after reviewing the film from the scrimmage Saturday, you talked about Wilson in particular playing well defensively. Who else stood out defensively? And is it a case of this new scheme or just better athletes in better positions to make plays?
Yes. I think it's a case of everything. It's a case of all of it. Just like on the offensive side, you have just tremendous competition on the defensive side. One, we run better as a defensive unit than we did a year ago. Again, part of that's personnel, part of that is development. Jairo Wilson, we talked about him the other day. He's bigger, faster, and stronger. You got the new guys, whether it's Robert Kennedy or Sean Dorso or whomever. You got more guys that can run. I was pleased with. I think the linebackers have been solid. Bruce and X, Aaron is getting more comfortable every single day, getting more faith in that knee every single day. The young buck Taylor Jackson has been pretty impressive at times. Those young D linemen, they don't know which way to go half the time, but they are extremely athletic, and just that depth just really stood out on Saturday because Roy he's playing. Coach Tesh is playing so many guys. They're staying fresh. So I think there's a lot of stuff that stood out. Jaquan McMillan was solid. Malik Fleming, much improved. There's so much positive right now with our program.
When you looked after the scrimmage Saturday and really kind of broke down the film, was there anything different, new that you saw, in addition to just the initial thoughts, kind of live action Saturday?
Well, I saw an extremely energetic defensive unit. That's the thing that probably stood out the most to everyone. Energy, intensity, playing with edge. That's probably what stood out the most on Saturday. It's never as good as you thought, and it's never as bad as you thought when you come and look at the film. Offensively, we beat ourselves a little bit. Turnovers, some penalties at some crucial moments. We get a drive going, something bad would happen. You expect that sometimes early in preseason camp, but you saw a lot of positive things too. Demetrius Mooney had a great day on Saturday. When you look at the film, he should have a lot of confidence. Coming out of that scrimmage, there's Nashad Strother is playing better and better every single day, and is really turning into a guy that I think is going to be a potential starter this year. So there's lots of positives that you left the field Saturday not feeling like there was a whole lot of positives offensively, but there were positives there.
Coach, you guys brought in Larson from Australia. How's he been punting wise, and is he pushing John for that spot there?
He was, and then he did have a little setback medically, and so looking forward to getting him back and competing. But he's got a strong leg, and he's having to get used to the timing. Having to get it off a little bit quicker than it's easy to sit out there and punt with no rush. All of a sudden those live bullets start coming at you. You figure, hey, I better get this thing off a little bit quicker. So and we put him on stopwatch, but he has a lot of talent. I think he, just like we talked about with the running backs and the defense, the competition has improved John. He is operating much faster. I think his leg strength has improved. So I think, having Luke has helped John.
Yeah, the NCAA came out and said that they're allowing players to put those custom social justice phrases on the back of their jerseys. What are your thoughts on that? And are there any players in particular that you know of that will be participating in that?
I anticipate our entire team participating in that. We have a task force that John Gilbert has formed that's going to come up with a couple of options for our team. We've talked about it. We're going to pick from those options which one that we want to wear. But just like with so many of the things that we've done, we want to be unified in what we stand for. Because just like we've talked about earlier in the summer, in our locker room, we embrace each other. We embrace the diversity of each other. We want equality for everyone. We want social justice for everyone. So we're going to be very unified in what we do here as a program.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Robert Hill, deep snapper transfer from Nevada. Was he kind of a symptom of the Mountain West canceling their season? I know he has a connection to ECU.
Right. His dad played here. And so it's a neat story. He grew up coming to ball games here. And, Robert has been a great addition to our program. He's very talented. Been really, really pleased with his performance so far during camp. He is running with the first unit with punt, and he is competing, for the short snapping job as well. Yeah, that'd be a pretty neat story to do. Also, I talked to Robert a little bit about it. I'm sure one of you guys will take that and run with it. But it's a neat story. Him growing up, coming to ball games here, and his story in general is really amazing. I mean, he's been through a lot. So we're excited he's here with us.
Coach, I'm kind of curious just to see if the AAC were to pull the plug on you guys. You're seeing teams that still want to play as independents, Liberty, for example, Nebraska. I'm just curious, has that ever crossed your guys' mind? Have you ever thought about that if it were to get to that point?
We have not discussed that. All of our discussions right now have been in concurrent with the AAC. John Gilbert, he's really good at his job. He's very plugged in nationally as well as in our conference. So I know that he will make the right decisions in those regards.
Coach, sorry about that. What has the atmosphere been like? You're back on campus. I know this is something that happens every year, but just with everything going on, what's kind of been that vibe and atmosphere with the students back now and just the emotion on campus?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't leave the building much, so I don't know what the vibe is around campus. But I know our players, sure they were a little uneasy about the entire student body coming back because we've been doing such a good job with keeping this thing under control within our locker room, and they have a lot invested and a lot at stake. They don't want anything to take that away from them. And so I think that you see our guys are probably, doing a pretty good job all around campus with the masks and just being conscientious of distancing. I think that's the big thing that I hear from them is just that. I'm sure that everybody's glad to be back. I'm sure, the student body's glad to be back. I just hope we can all do this safely.
Are there any further questions for Coach Houston? Okay, thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you tomorrow.